Okay, so we've made our ice cream and rinsed the batch freezer. What comes next? Well, for food safety and proper maintenance of our equipment, we'll need to disassemble the batch freezer, then wash and sanitize the interior moving parts. With our rinse cycles finished, it's time to disassemble the freezer to wash and sanitize it. Unlock the batch door and open it. Using both hands, slide the beater blades straight out of the batch cylinder and place them on the prep table. Now, remove the rubber locking seal from the beater assembly. Use a paper towel to wipe excess lubricant from the beater shaft and rubber seal. First, remove the plastic hopper lid and pin from the top of the unit. Next, remove the drip tray and rubber mat from the bottom. Take all the items to the 3-compartment sink to be washed and sanitized. Now, use both hands to lift the batch freezer door up and away from its hinge to remove it, then place the door on the prep table. A metal gasket key is used to help remove the large rubber gasket from the inside groove of the door. Your coach will help to show you how this works. The important thing to remember is not to stretch any of the gaskets, otherwise they may not fit when they are replaced. Now, turn the heavy door over and use the gasket key to remove the small rubber retaining ring. With the retaining ring removed, turn the plastic gate lock to the unlocked position and slide it downward off the batch door. Use the key to remove the oval rubber gasket from the plastic gate door. Once all of the small parts and attachments have been removed, take the freezer door and larger parts to the 3-compartment sink to be washed and sanitized. Now it's time to take the smaller items to be washed and sanitized. It may be a good idea to keep these items together in a Cambro so that they cannot be lost. Remember, if a rubber gasket or pin is lost or damaged, the batch freezer cannot be reassembled until a replacement part is located. When washing the hopper, make sure to clean thoroughly between the wire rungs. This is an area where bacteria can grow easily, so it requires extra attention. After washing all of our items in the sink, rinse them thoroughly, then transfer them to the sanitizer sink to sanitize for about 1 minute. While the batch freezer parts are soaking, we'll sanitize the prep table and place clean paper towels across the surface. The paper towels provide an extra buffer for clean equipment when it comes out of the sink. Next, use a damp bar towel to remove any soil or residue from the outside area of the batch freezer. Use the towel inside and all around the cylinder area as well to remove any solid debris. Now, remove the items from the sanitizer sink and lay them out on the prep table to air dry. Arranging the items in an orderly way makes reassembly of the unit very easy. Assembly of the batch freezer follows the same sequence of steps as disassembly, except the steps are performed in reverse order. First, attach the drip tray by aligning the metal studs, then hang the tray into position until it seats itself properly. Now, lay the rubber mat down on the tray. At the prep table, find the large rubber gasket used for the batch freezer door. Squeeze a quarter-sized dollop of lubricant into your fingers and apply it to the gasket. Use your fingers to work the lubricant all around the edges of the gasket. Be careful not to stretch the gasket while applying the lubricant. Insert the gasket into the door by applying gentle pressure to push it into the groove, then work your way around it, pressing the rubber flush into the groove. Next, we'll rebuild the small plastic gate door. With your fingers, work a dime-sized dollop of lube around the entire surface of the small oval-shaped gasket. Locate the beveled side of the gasket, which appears like a rounded edge. Press the gasket into the groove with the beveled side up. Run your finger around the gasket to secure it, making sure it's seated firmly into the groove. Now, align the plastic gate lock in an unlocked position with the gate. Slide the gate and lock upward into position on the batch door, then turn it to the locked position. Finally, slip on the small rubber retaining ring to secure it in place. Using both hands, lift the heavy freezer door to align it with its hinge on the batch. Now, lower it down until it engages with the hinge and the door should move freely. Finally, we attach the hopper lid. Align the plastic lid over the top of the hopper and lower it in place. Insert the hinge pin to secure the lid. At the prep table, apply 3 pea-sized dabs of lubricant to the base of the beater blade shaft. Slide the rubber locking seal down on the shaft and place 3 additional dabs of lubricant on the rubber seal. Use both hands to lift the beater blades and gently slide them into the batch cylinder. Turn the blades clockwise until the blades engage and seat flush inside the cylinder. If the blade shaft does not seat into the motor, the blades are not flush in the cylinder and the door will not close properly. Do not attempt to close the door until the blades are seated. Doing so can damage the blades. Ask your coach to show you how to seat the blades properly. To finish reassembly, we close the cylinder door and lock it. Make sure the door closes tightly and locks properly. Otherwise, there may be some interference from the blades or beater assembly. Remember, never try to force something into position. If the door fails to close properly, then it's better to take your time and find out why it does not fit. Now, with our door closed and secure, the batch is fully assembled and we're ready to run a rinse cycle using sanitizer. Before we can call our batch freezer cleaned, sanitized, and ready for production, we'll need to run a final rinse cycle of sanitizer solution through the machine. To begin, add 2 teaspoons of ice cream equipment sanitizer to a 4-liter pitcher. This is the same sanitizer we use to sanitize the stone. Next, fill the pitcher with 4 liters of cool water. Using the spray nozzle to fill the pitcher will help mix up the sanitizer. Pour the sanitizer solution into the hopper, close the lid, and press the rinse button to begin a rinse cycle.
Allow the batch freezer to run for a full 3-minute rinse cycle. Next, stop the machine and lift the gate to stop the batch.
Now, open the batch door and allow the machine to drain fully. Do not wipe down the interior again because it is already sanitized. Finally, close and lock the batch door, but leave the gate open. This allows your batch freezer to air dry and makes the machine ready for the next production of ice cream. Okay, we've covered a lot of material, and this is a really important lesson, so it's a good idea to go back and review anything you might have missed. Then, review the online video and work closely with your coach. With some hands-on practice, you'll become an expert in no time.